Is this Rob?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
On House? Do you know I was there when Hugh Laurie filmed his audition for House? It was during Flight of the Phoenix in Africa. Sorry, I didn't know that. That wasn't the plan. It seems like, oh, let me tell you about Hugh Laurie. Hey guys, how are y'all? Thank y'all again for being patient with us as we get through jet lag and get prepared to go back to Toronto. Love you guys, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out. What up, girl?
Hi, Jared. How are you?
You doing well?
Just wanted to say thank you for being here. As our first time JIB15, this has been an amazing weekend. I'm here with my girls. Everyone, so thank you so much for taking the time and trip and everything. So my question is, you played Sam Winchester for 15 wonderful seasons. What lesson or lessons did he teach Jeffrey?
Yeah, that's a daunting, no doubt. I'm trying to think of, I mean, during the 15 years from 05 to 2020, there were certainly many lessons along the way. I think two things that we're 5 years out now from the show, 4.5, whatever. Two things that I've taken are that, one, if, Supernatural was weird because some people could kind of like not read minds, but don't expect somebody to read your mind, and if you're open about what you're going through, you'll find friends and places you never thought. And so, like, happy 10th anniversary to AKF. I'm gonna be honest, like, it's gonna be emotional. When we all became part of it in March of 2015, I kind of thought, on my life, like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I'm sure my career is over. But I'm gonna go teach or go back to college or something. And I found a lot of help in places I didn't expect. So thank y'all. And two, don't wait for life. Life is now. You know? Like, don't put yourself in a situation where it's like, oh, well, someday when I'm yada yada, I'm gonna do this or that. Like, if you can, do it now. Say it now. Like, don't waste a chance to say I love you, thank you. Don't waste a chance to go for a walk in the fucking Eternal City or something. Yeah. If you're exhausted and jet lagged, like, sure, sleep. But if you're at home and you're like, well, I can either watch Netflix. I'm saying this like as a fucking actor, like watch my photos. But like watch them on the plane home. Like you're here. Go pick up a spot and pick a direction and then go the opposite way. And then get home when you're tired and sleep. So be open and you'll be surprised at the people from places you never would expect that reach out to say, hey man, me too. And live your life. Don't wait to live your life. Like, it's not promised. Like, there is no tomorrow, right? Hopefully there is. Obviously, maybe tomorrow's. But live your life as if there's no tomorrow. Hey.
Hiya, Jared. I'm Sharon.
It seems like I'm sorry to interrupt. It seems like they lit that area for somebody who's 6'5". Because all I can see is like a little bit of yeah, jump. Do you mind jumping while you ask the question? Thank you.
So obviously you'll just come back from Toronto for The Boys.
Yes.
Thank you. What's the vibe difference between working on The Boys and Supernatural? Obviously, you can't say anything about your character and the spoilers, but what's the set like and the vibe working on it?
I've had a lot of fun. In the last 5 years, we had well, since Super, let's say, did Walker, obviously, and then did Fire Country for a few episodes. I don't know if it made it to Italy. How do you say Fire Country in Italian? El Diablo Country. And now, I really enjoy being a guest at somebody else's house, you know, and so I'm there. They really get along. It's the last season, and so I think they know each other. Well, it's the 5th season as well, and last. But they enjoy each other and each other's company, and I enjoy being a fly on the wall. There's something really great about being on a set where people don't know your name. That sounds really weird, like, and with all my heart. Like, it's a fun, and because I spent 19 years as #1 on the call sheet, you know, from Supernatural to Walker. It was a 19-year stretch where people are like, "Hi, Jared, do you want a coffee? Hey, Jared, do you want a water? Jared, do you need 10 minutes?" To Mr. Padalecki. So like, "Hey, what's your name again, Jared? They're ready for you on set." And it's wonderful. It's like, yeah, great, like, cool, I'm an actor. And that's kind of what I'm into anyways, is telling stories and being a part of stories. And so to be on a set with amazing actors and actresses and amazing cast and crew, and just be like a person that comes in for a couple of weeks and goes like, "I'm gonna try and not fuck this up, wish me luck," has been fun. And the crew's awesome. Yeah, bless you. And keep it down, I'm talking. I'm Mr. Padalecki over here. Yeah, it's been great. And I've enjoyed it. Again, I've done, 5 days on The Boys so far, and we're back filming Tuesday, so I'm like pre-tired. You know, like, if you know you have like the next week off, you're like, "Oh cool, I feel good." But if you know you're gonna go back and do some work, you're like, "I'm already fucking tired." Like, it's close. But I'm really enjoying it. I hope y'all like it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Don't tell my mom. Brittany, if you're in here, don't tell my mom. Oh, she?
Right here.
Oh, you are? Thank you, wherever you went. I'm sorry. Hi.
Hi. So this question was meant for both you and Jensen, but I couldn't ask it before.
My apologies. Sorry. Scusi.
It works.
Listen to.
So if you both were to create a show from scratch and also starting it, what genre would you like it to be, and what dynamic would you like your characters to have?
Oh, wow. A show, you mean like a redo of Supernatural? Or?
No, whatever show you can imagine.
Golly, that's a great, difficult question. Okay, here's what I'll say now. And it changes, much to the prior question about, like, what did we learn from Supernatural for 15 years. Right now, I think we all need connection more than anything. You know, I think a lot of things, and yeah. And JIB and I go through this with our kids, where, you know, they have, like, our kids have devices for school. You know, they have to turn their homework on a computer or an iPad or something. But it puts them in a corner on something, or in a chair on something. And I really miss this. I miss, "What's up, man? Like, how are you? Good, how are you? I've been better. What's up? Well, this happened. Oh, I'm sorry." As opposed to like, da-da-da-da, you know, fuck Justin Baldoni, or fuck, why, there's a lot of conflict right now. And I can be, but I don't like to be confrontational. Like, I'd rather just kind of get along and connect. So I'll try and do something that connects people, or helps people connect. And I imagine Jensen would do the same, but in a Batman voice. Thank you. What's that?
Because he is Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman. Yeah, thank you so much, of course.
Hey Jared.
Hey.
So thank you for being here and thank you for being you. My question is, since Walker's my favorite, when we say Walker or you hear it, what's your favorite moment that comes to your mind?
Thank you so much. My favorite moment that comes to mind in Walker, I'll go to the filming of it when I had to be shoved into a trunk. I'm not a small person, but I'm bendy. I can go be myself and go, wow, well, easy. So I think the entire crew was like, oh shit, like we didn't think you'd be able to get in there. We're like, man, go. But that was a fun moment. Usually it was the scenes that I liked the most, to the prior question even, were the scenes where Cordell got to give like a little speech, impromptu speech, to a wedding or to a dinner or something, because it was like there were sets where like the entire cast and crew was there, and we got to all be there and hang around. So anything with a big group of people I care about that will be willing to deal with me was always a shining light.
Thank you for the show. Love Camden and Fire Country, and
Oh, thank you.
looking forward to The Voice.
How'd you like those shorts?
Thanks, Jared.
Thank you, I'm sweating now. What up?
Hi. My question is, speaking of watching your shows on planes, I watched the last 7 episodes of season 15, the fifth or sixth.
Why?
Right? That's what I said, but I did it anyway. I wanted to finish it before I got here. But when I was rewatching it, I was thinking about in regarding Dean, where at the end, where Dean comes down the stairs and Sam is like, you know, are you fixed? And he says, who is this?
That's Mark King. That's King?
No, that's regarding Dean.
Shit.
Where he has the episode where he doesn't remember anything, he's forgetting.
The witch.
He loses his memory.
He doesn't remember anything. He's so at the end of that, though, he comes down and he says, you know, you're good, and he's like, who's this hippie? You know, do you know if that was scripted or did that just happen, or is that just Jensen?
I don't think it was scripted. And also in that episode, we would prank him, not prank him, but I stayed with Robin, we call her Trovin, or Prop and Robin, because she was our props girl. And so we would get a bunch of post-it notes and do like, coffee maker, ouch, hot, and put it on and see what they left. So they left some. I don't think it was scripted, actually. Yeah.
It breaks my heart because I have boys and I can't imagine what that would be like for them to forget their brothers, and for him to pretend that he's still forgotten. It's heartbreaking. But I love Sam, thank you so much, and love you.
Thank you, Beth. Yo.
Hi, Brittany from Austin.
We met in Vancouver, but she met my mom in San Antonio.
Yeah, Austin by way of San Antonio for sure. So a
Same.
question that I had for you and Jensen as well, like Alma did. I'm really interested because you guys throughout your career do a very good job of portraying physical pain, whether it's Sam and Red Meat in season 11, dealing with being Jared Padalecki stuck in a cage as Cordy. And so, two-part question because of course. One, when you get a script, how do you think through how to layer in different mannerisms, behaviors, like you're stuttering over your words, you might be crying, you're really tense or jumpy, that sort of thing. And then two, since your body is essentially mimicking a pain response, even though you're not hurt, what is it like at the end of the day when you're kind of bringing that back down? And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. I think everybody does things differently. The way I kind of do it, well, first and foremost, this is going to sound like a joke, but I'm kind of always in pain. Like I'm like a very bad sleeper by nature, so I'm always kind of like, I always feel like a little sore or whatever, and I'm overgrown, and God or Chuck or whatever gave me like these weird shoulders and whatever. But beyond that, I don't so much. Let me think about this. I don't so much think about the physicality.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
So is it something, if I can add more?
Yeah, please.
Is it something that when you're thinking through kind of what Sam is going to be feeling in that scene, you just have certain
that's
things?
it.
Okay.
That's it. For me, and everybody's different. Like I know, do you know Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman and John Voight? So he put rocks. Dustin Hoffman put rocks in his shoes because he played his character's name. What was it? Whatever. But so he had a weird walk. So he literally had rocks in his shoes, and so he would walk weird because I think his character had the palsy or something. But he wanted to kind of like, so you can see when he's like, I'm walking here. I don't, and rest in peace, one of my very favorite actors, Val Kilmer. There's a scene in Tombstone where he's dying, and I read I watched the movie many times, I read that he had like bags of ice put underneath his sheet when he's dying, and Kurt Russell comes up as Wyatt Earp to like say, I love you, goodbye to him, because he wanted to be kind of a little like, I miss you. So I don't do that kind of stuff. I just kind of try and get to a place. But also my method anyways is, and I've said this a couple times, maybe not public, but by the time I've said a word on camera, I've already read it 100 times. And not 100 like hyperbole, like I read it and read it. I read it on a plane, I read it when I'm working out, I read it when I'm tired, I read it when I'm awake, I read it when there's music playing, I read it in the pool, I'll just kind of go through it and let it, the way I approach acting in general, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain or joy or whatever, is you feel like, can we all imagine where we live and where we work? Sure. So we know the way we drive to work. And so we all know how to get to work. We can do it with our eyes closed. But what if this intersection is closed? Then I know, take a left and then go straight, take a right again, go. What if there's a car accident? Okay, take a right and go back and double around. And so I try and figure out all the ways I can get there, because it depends on how tired you are, how awake you are, if they have script changes, if the guest star or the director is asking something. So I kind of have it all mapped out in my head, and then I just know where I am at the time, and I try and be true to the character.
It works very well, so it's
thank you.
definitely
Well, I appreciate you. And good to see you.
Hi, Jared. I'm from Russia, and first of all, I wanted to tell you that back home, we really love you. You have a very big fandom. So I'm speaking on behalf of the Russian fandom. We really love you very, very much. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you a question about Sam. In season 8, by season 8, we already know that Sam would do everything for Dean. But suddenly at the beginning of season 8, we find out that he hasn't been looking for his brother.
That he hasn't been looking for his brother?
Yeah, while Dean was in purgatory. And I was just wondering, how did it feel for you to play this sudden, plot twist? And how did you explain to yourself Sam's choices and the reasons behind these choices?
Thank you. I love that question. I hated playing it. But, whatever. Has anybody in this room ever made a mistake that they kind of knew beforehand was going to be a mistake? And so that's part of what I loved about Supernatural, is it wasn't like, oh, here are Sam and Dean, they're perfect all the time, they don't mess up, they don't betray anybody, they don't make mistakes. It's like, okay, this isn't going to be as pretty. This is going to be Sam doing something that Sam doesn't want to do. And also, I didn't write it. But it was interesting. It was freeing, Because I think, well, let me say this, I'll speak for myself. I feel like I know Sam pretty well. I trust Sam implicitly. And I know he's not going to make the best decision 100 times out of 100. So to put on, and kudos to y'all, this is not the way shows go. Usually it's like, well, the hero always ends up doing the right thing. Like y'all trust us enough, and the studio network knew that y'all would watch us enough to go like, well, let's do something that's, you know, like true. Like people make mistakes, whether it's on accident or kind of on purpose or whatever. And so to play that was kind of freeing. And not getting too deep, but it's the same shit when I was like, hey, guess what? Guess who has depression? Like, guess who has anxiety? Like, guess who's had suicidal ideation? I'm not always the guy on TV. So being Sam, when Sam kind of went sideways a little bit and having people that he wouldn't expect go like, hey, you're veering from your true north, let's go back this way, was a story that, even though it was difficult to play, I thought was very important. Hey, why don't you over there?
Should I go over there? Okay. Hi, good to see you always. So my question comes from me thinking about, I'm a musical person. I sing, I write, I play a little bit. And so for me, music is like therapy. Like when something's going on or something's tough, or even when I'm like feeling happy, I put on a song and it's like, yeah, I love this song. Is there a song or songs that no matter what's going on, you know you can put that song on and it'll either make you feel better or maybe you dance a little bit, or something that just brings you joy even when you're feeling good, but it's like, ooh, I really like that song. And when you put it on, it's like, it just brings you more joy or more happiness, or just brings you to a place where you can just smile.
Yes. And I think that this will be, I think that exactly, of everybody in this audience right now, I think that people who have this same song or two songs in common will be exactly zero. But it's because it's so nostalgic. Well, maybe. So, so the first song, I don't even know what it's called, the first song on Creed's first album. Let me explain. And My Name is Jonas from Weezer's Blue album. It was the first song on those two CDs, and when I was in high school, and I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and you don't say, yeah, and you know. But I remember I got for Christmas, like one of those, if you're old enough, those CD changers, like you put 3 CDs in, 5 CDs, yes. And so you could set an alarm clock for the morning. And so I remember being in high school in San Antonio, and the plan was to go to college, and be in an office somewhere, or be a doctor, or be an engineer, whatever. And you'd set the alarm, and the alarm would go off at 7 a.m. to go to school. And it would just start the CD, and it would start with the first song. And so those two songs, those two albums, it was like Them, The Bends, Third Eye Blind. But it was all the stuff when I was like 13 or 14. And so when I do get a little like, oh, and I'm jet lagged right now, you know, like I'm tired right now. But if I put it on, I can remember 30 years ago going, man, it would be so fun to someday be a part of like telling stories. It's actually making me a little emotional. I remember kind of like, someday, but I'd love to do exactly this right here and now.
love you.
Follow that.
I hope I can make you a little happy. Question, and it's important. And maybe a follow-up question to it, so very important. Star Wars or Star
Follow up, great, thanks.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, Star Wars, come on.
R2-D2 or C-3PO?
Oh shit. Oh gosh. I think I'm R2.
Yes. Thank you.
Did I win? I fucking got it right finally? I'm back.